Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. How is everyone doing? Good evening. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful night. How's everyone doing? Okay, cool. I see some people responding. Hello, hello. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Desert Mountain. You know what my drink of choice is tonight? I might surprise you. I went to Taco Bell for dinner tonight. I needed something easy, and I am drinking a Baja Blast tonight, Mountain Dew. It's Baja Blast Zero. So, can everyone hear me? Oh, one person said they couldn't. Just want to make sure people can hear me. Okay, cool. People can hear me. If you are having a problem with the sound volume, just try to go out and come back in. All right, awesome. Yeah, so hopefully the sound quality is good today. At my desk, I have a very expensive boom microphone, so it always picks up the sound really well. It's when I'm sitting over at my desk, I have my, these are called like lavalier, these little clip on things. Um, and sometimes they act up a little goofy, but always good sound here. And plus, you get to see all my lovely yarn behind me. I am working on sprucing up my my little chair corner. Hold on, I gotta show you. I have not started yet, but I got a lovely can of paint, and I'm gonna paint the wall over there behind my chair because someone said that like the chair will blend it in with the wall color. If you came to my live on Monday, you would have seen me sitting over in that chair. And so I got some paint to paint the wall behind it. I don't know if you can see, but it's my favorite shade of peacock. It's Sherwin-Williams, the color Ocean. So it's like a peacock blue green color. It's like literally one of my favorite colors. So yeah, so I'm gonna paint the wall behind there, and I'm just gonna do that one wall for now. And if I really like it, I can do the rest of the room later. But we'll call it an accent wall for now. So I'm excited for that. This is like my little trick that I've done whenever I have to paint somewhere in my house is if you find a Sherwin-Williams color that you really, really like, you can go to Lowe's and they have Sherwin-Williams Home or whatever it's called. And you can get, you can have it mixed in like the Valspar. And I do the most expensive Valspar one. So this can's $55. And the same can at Sherwin-Williams is 110. It's literally half the price of Sherwin-Williams, and I've done it with any time I paint anything in my house. I find the Sherwin-Williams color I love, and Lowe's hooks me up. Oh my gosh, tonight we had to go. Now, first of all, I know that everyone saw um, Lynn with Hooked and Seeped with Lynn, and Linda from Linda's Pantry, and Michelle from Little Acorn Handcrafts are all doing the Stash Smash, where they are on a hiatus from buying any yarn this month. They asked me to join before they announced it to everyone, and I said, I can't do that. So Matt's on a yarn diet this month, and I am going to try to work some stuff in my stash, but I just know myself. I'm not going to be able to go completely buying free. I tried it and I lasted 2 days. So I'm on a yarn diet because I'm not setting myself up for failure. Um, so 2 days in, I bought Cozy Peas yarn, which I shared on Monday. And so I said, you know what? I'm on a yarn diet. So this month I'm not going crazy, not buying in all the sales and stuff. Um, and LA, where are you? Are you in Louisiana? Because that's not exactly swinging by. Or are you in California? um, so, yeah, my yarn diet consists of I can buy things that I can't, like, that are limited. Like, I won't be able to get them in a month. If it's something that I can get in a month and it's just like a sale right now, I'm not doing that. But if it's something that I can't get again, which would be like Sandhill or Cozy P, if there's something that comes out with them that I absolutely love, those are limited time runs. You can only get them that week. I can't get them again. So I will partake. Um, I bought some yarn tonight. um, turn up my volume. I think turning up the volume is usually on your end, but let me check the my settings. I've got it set on that. Hold on. Automatically adjusting the volume. I just set it to like the maximum possible. Please tell me if that sounds obscure or not good, or if that's a little bit better. I turned off automatically adjusting volume and put it all the way up to the highest setting. Then it'll go. Let me know if yeah, it's all the way up. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, I turned off, like, there's a setting in the streaming service that I use that says that they'll adjust it automatically. So I just turned that off and set it all the way up to the very top. Okay. Good. Thanks, Lynn. All right. So yeah. So tonight I ran into another situation where it was a limited time buy situation where I'm not gonna be able to get it again. So I shared with some of you this weekend is the flea market at my church, and so I'm one of the organizers for that. So tonight I went there and we were pricing all the. So our flea market, we have 34 vendor booths. We have some crafting booths. We have some resellers. We have some like painters and local artisans and stuff. We have like I think one food vendor that's coming. So they all have like a booth in the parking lot. And then we have a couple smaller vendors that come and set up like a table. Like there's one lady who comes every year and she sells custom made straps for like Apple Watches and stuff like that. I always buy some from her. Black Pearl, thank you so much for that wonderful super chat gift. Appreciate you. And so we have 34 vendors, and then the whole interior of like our fellowship hall area is all like garage sale type stuff that people have donated. And so we have our little flea market and stuff. Well, anyway, so tonight I went and I was getting everything priced, and someone donated a bunch of yarn. And I don't run this on my own. There's one of my friends at the church, her name's Kim, and Kim and I run this. And I said, Kim, do you mind if I buy something tonight? And she goes, oh, honey, I already did. And she goes, that's the perks of being able to set this up. And so I got a bunch of yarn, and it's good stuff. They had stuff from Knit Picks. They had stuff from Mary Maxim. And I got a haul of yarn for $10. I'm like, okay, I can't beat this. Don't worry, I'll make a video on it. But I did get some good stuff, and someone donated some like older, I don't know how old it is, but it's like real wool, like nice wool. So I know, right? Don't be a quitter. I can't be a quitter, right? I can't quit now. I'm so far in. So, although I will tell you that I have been very good this month. So someone told me about a Hirschner sale, and you know, if you tell me about a sale, I'm gonna go look at it. And then I had put one thing in my cart, and I'm like, no, 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 I don't need it. I don't need to get that. And then because I had the one thing in my cart, Hirschner's emailed me a 20% off coupon, and I'm like, darn you, Hirschner's. I'm like, no, 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 don't need it. Not gonna do it. And then Michaels has a sale going on right now. They're on certain shades of the Karen cakes. There's two cakes. There's the Karen skinny cakes. Some of the shades are $3. And then there is what's the other one? It's right on the tip of my tongue. Cinnamon swirl cakes. There are some of the cinnamon swirl cakes. So I know they have the cinnamon swirl and the skinny cakes. And I do like some of the colors of the cinnamon swirl cakes, and they don't have them online. It's just in store. And LA, you said you weren't going to buy anything till October, and you were wrong. I know, me too. And I had a chance. I was out by Michael's today. I had to go out into town and stuff like that. Some of the the sweetie cakes I know are online for $10. They might be a little bit cheaper in the store too. $10 wasn't enough for me. Helena loves yarn. Welcome. She just became a new member tonight. I'm so glad that you're here, and part of our membership. If you're not a member and you wonder what do you get, not that I'm trying to advertise anything, I'm just letting you know what you get. The third Friday of the month, we have a members only live, and you get 30% off at my Etsy shop. And I release all of my video, not all, I'd say like 80% of my videos get released a couple hours earlier to members. And then what else do I do? Oh, yeah, you get your little badges, the infinity loops. So, and they change every month to another color. So welcome, Helena. Yeah, so I didn't go to Michael's today, and I really needed I needed a dopamine hit. So the garage sale yarn did it for me today. Today was a tough day. So I shared in my community tab that my grandmother did pass away this week. So she was 89. She turned 89 3 weeks ago. And she was in end stages dementia. She's been in a nursing home for many years now. She's really only been in severe decline for the last 6 months, which I'm grateful for. She had some memory issues before then, but most of her memory issues were like short term, like the stuff that happened recently. Like she always remembered all the stuff from years ago. Never had a problem with that. But she would have a hard time remembering what happened last week or earlier that day. And about 6 months ago, she took a pretty big turn, and really couldn't leave the nursing home anymore. Because I used to go pick her up at least once a month. Like I would go see her a couple of times a month, but I would go pick her up once a month and take her out to a restaurant or bring her to my house and cook for her, things like that. And yeah, about 6 months ago, it was clear that we couldn't do that anymore. And so Wednesday night, she passed peacefully in her sleep. And I'm really grateful for that, that she went peacefully. And today was a hard day. Max took the morning off of work and came and kept me company because I had to go to the funeral home. I had to go back over to the nursing home to collect all of her things. And I did not think that she had any insurance whatsoever. So I was going to the funeral home today prepared to shell out quite a bit of money. And I'm not exactly sure where it came from, but the funeral home that they sent her to when we went there, they said, oh yeah, back in 2021, the social worker for the nursing home brought, her name was Nancy, brought Nancy here and set up like a pre-arrangement here, and they put $4,000 down for like a pre-arranged funeral. I said, what? I didn't know about any of it. My grandma always said she didn't have anything. Like, she did not remember that happened. I did not know about that. And so that was a huge blessing in disguise, because I really thought I was going to have to pay like $5,000 today, but I was going to do it. So anyway, so we went there, and we arranged for direct cremation with just a small service. And I got a really lovely urn that we ordered today. It's a beautiful wood urn. And it has like one of those metal medallions on the front, and her name's engraved on the top. So it'll be wonderful. My grandma was a nurse. She retired from being a nurse after many years. And she was really, really proud of that. And she was very close with me. So my mom and dad got divorced when I was like 2. And so my mom was raising me and my sister, and it was hard because she was a single mom. And so my grandma took us in, and we went and moved in with my grandma. So we lived with my grandma for a really, really long time. And so she was always like, she was like a second mom to me. So very close with her. It was hard today, going to the funeral home. And yeah, so that was a little rough. And Max was there with me, and he said, I knew I was going to have to go to the nursing home. I knew he had to go to work too. And he's like, do you want me to go to the nursing home with you? I'm like, yeah, if you don't mind. And so we went over to the nursing home, and we collected, what was her belongings and stuff there. So all is good. It's tough, but we knew it was coming. I was able to prepare myself a couple, like 3-4 weeks ago. My mom and I went up there, and we were able to say our goodbyes and stuff to her. So we had our moment then. So I grieved a lot then. I cried a lot then. Because it took 45 minutes for her to even recognize who I was when I went. That was the hardest part. So we went there, and my mom and I, like, I remembered before that she remembered old memories. So I just started talking to my mom about all the old times and old memories and different things that have happened over the years. And it took about 45 minutes. And I saw this look of recognition on her face. And then all of a sudden she knew who I was. She wasn't really talking. She could say yes or no, but she couldn't have a conversation. And so she recognized my mom and myself. And that was the closure that we needed. And we got to say our goodbyes and all that. And the priest called me and said he went up and read her last rites and all that. So yeah, it's hard, but I'm okay. I really am, because I know that, she's at peace. So, we're there. Thank you so much for everyone for the condolences, and thank you, LA, for that super chat. I appreciate it. But yeah, I was so blessed. So it's amazing how much just cremation costs these days. So they had like, the cremation itself was $4,000. I'm like, what? Didn't realize it's that expensive. And the urn wasn't that much. So, we were good. We were good. But anyway, on to, I have lots of happy memories of her, and those will live on with me forever. So, but anyway, so after I left, I said I could go to Michael's, but I don't really want any of the cinnamon swirl cakes, but I'll buy some. As I know, I don't know, I don't need to do that. And I said, oh, I could go to Walmart. I heard that they had some clearance, and I'm like, no, just go home. So I came home and I started filming my tutorial for this week, my stitch tutorial, which, by the way, I don't know if I want to post it on Monday or Tuesday. We'll see. But I have a new pot holder design that's coming out this week. And it's really, really pretty and cool. I know some people have been asking for some pot holder designs. And I have a really unique stitch that you might not have seen before that we're going to be using in the pot holder. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, Linda, you're right. I mean, it's a part of life. You know, you have that time where it's okay to be sad. Um, and I had my moment. You know, I got my little chance to grieve and stuff. No, but I do have the roundabout blanket to show you, Eljoy. It's not done yet, though, but I'll show it to you tonight. So I had my moment to grieve, but I'm glad that she went peacefully. Yeah, what I was going to say earlier is that my mom and I lived here, and my two uncles, one lived in Atlanta and the other lives in St. Louis. Unfortunately, my one uncle, he passed away. It's crazy. 5 years ago, he died from COVID. It was like when COVID was real, real bad. He got it like three times. He got it in 2020, and I think the third time he got it in 2021, and he just didn't make it out of it. But my yeah, so my uncles have always kind of lived far away, so it's just my mom here, me and my sister. So, um, but yeah, so yeah, my grandma and my grandpa both met in like the Air Force, and it's so funny because my mom was born well, I think my grandma stopped being active duty while she was pregnant with my mom, and my grandpa was still in the Air Force for many years after that. And my mom, they were stationed down in Austin, Texas, and my mom was actually born at Burnstrom Air Force Base, which is now Austin's major airport. So, um, someone asked about the roundabout blanket. So I've been working on my roundabout blanket this week, and it's not done. I think I am on row 26 or 27, maybe more than that, maybe 28. But let's see, is this facing the right way? I goofed up on one of the rows and stitched the stitches backwards. But I'm not fixing it because it's for me. But anyway, so here's my roundabout blanket that I have so far. So I've got a little bit further than what I was before. Fills the whole frame at least now, but yeah. What do you think? You like it? So again, the roundabout blanket is done with, this is Red Heart Jazzy in Pebble Path is my variegated color, and then I have white, oatmeal, and charcoal on here. See, isn't that pretty? I'm really excited to finish it. The bigger rows take more time to finish, but I'm doing this in a 6mm crochet hook. Move over this way a little bit. Yeah, 6mm crochet hook is what I'm using, so it's a little has a little bit more drape and stuff, but I love it. It's neutral colors. It's so pretty. I think I'm gonna lay it out across my guest bed when I'm done with it, but it's really pretty. I really think, and this is no shade against any other creator, but I think that Glenda's pattern is better than Betty McKnit's 6-day star blanket. A round blanket is much more usable than a star blanket, in my opinion. But yeah, I love it. It's really nice. So that's my roundabout blanket. This is what I've been working on at my 9 to 5 when I'm in meetings and stuff, or just kind of busy work. You like the blanket? Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of you're working on your Amy, you're working on your third roundabout blanket? So working on my third bitty stripes tonight. Let me tell you, that room back there is still not done. And I have been working on it in most of my free time. Thank you for the jewels, Amy. Appreciate you. Go ahead, copy those colors. They are, again, the Red Heart Jazzy in Pebble Path, oatmeal, charcoal, and white. And it just looks really, it's a very nice neutral color palette. Ronnie, I do. I always have a lot on my plate. Um, so, yeah. So I brought my sewing machine out, and I've been just working on reorganizing everything in there because I have one whole corner of that room is going to be for my quilting stuff. And my quilting stuff has been locked away for quite a bit. And it really hasn't really been usable. So I'm going to have that out and be usable. And the way that I'm setting it up now is going to be so much better. I got a folding table. So I have a little sewing table that my sewing machine sits on. And I have a sewing machine that has like an extra large, what do you call it, bed or base, that is made for quilting. And the larger quilts that I have, it's still so hard to actually quilt using the sewing machine on there. Welcome as a new member, Fiber Rebel. So I got a folding table. It's not like the super long ones. It's a little bit shorter folding table, but I set it up right next to my sewing machine table. So it like extends the sewing machine table out. So as I'm like trying to machine quilt, I will be able to just have it run along and have that big extension there, which will make it so much easier. Because when I quilt, I'll do a little bit more advanced stuff when it comes to laying out all the quilt blocks and stuff, that you iron out and piece all together. But when it comes to the actual quilting, you know, when you look at a quilt and has all the swirly lines and stuff all over it, I do something called stitch in the ditch. It's not complicated. It is, you're just stitching along your already existing stitches. So it makes it a lot easier. Happy birthday, Mike. So, yeah. So this week, I'm telling you, my life is crazy. This week, one of my youngest foster son went back to live with his mom. So that was very exciting for her. She got all 4 of her kids back this week. So, and as I mentioned before, we are not bringing in any other fosters right now. But, you know, we're signed up for the private infant adoption. So the next baby we bring in will be one that stays. So that'll be exciting. Wow, 3 blankets. 3 blankets using Creative Grandma's roundabout and different bitty stripes. That's incredible. I love Creative Grandma's tutorial videos for the roundabout. You don't even really need to read the pattern. So here's what I do. I'm a diagram person. I know some people don't like the diagrams. They're better with reading the patterns. Yeah, Madeline, it has been a little bit of an emotional week. So I had the baby for he was 13 months old. So yeah, so it's been a little bit of an emotional week, but that's okay. We're really happy for Mom. You know, it's still hard when they go. Hi, Michi. Yeah, so I'm a diagram person. So what I do with what I've been doing with the roundabout blanket is on Your Inspirations, they have like the picture of the roundabout blanket. So I blow it up and make it big. And then I watch Glenda's tutorial. You know, she says, do this for this row. And as I'm looking at that big picture, it looks like almost like a diagram to me. And I can decide, do I want the color to be in the same spot as what Glenda's doing? Or do I want to switch it up a little bit? And I have switched it up a little bit. Michi, congratulations on your membership anniversary of 2 months. That's awesome. So, for example, like this colorway was supposed to be the charcoal, and this colorway was supposed to be the oatmeal. I didn't want it that way. And like this colorway was supposed to be the charcoal, and I made it the oatmeal. So, you know, you just switch it up and you can do the colors however you want them to lay. I kept like the white in the same spots as she was doing the white, but I laid the other colors how the moment spoke to me. The rectangular shell stitch, Kitty, that's awesome. Yeah, I am actually tonight, I should probably get started on my project that I'm working on tonight. I have been working on my blocks for Battle of the Purples. I have 3 of them made over there. I think I'm going to have 7. And so tonight I'm working on this. This is going to be a big one that I have to work on. Wendy, 3-month anniversary. You are since day 1. So I haven't had membership turned on for an incredibly long time. So thank you so much for your support. So this is Super Saver Color Block. This is Color Block. So it's not in the regular Super Saver. You should try the roundabout blanket. I'm not knitting. It's fun because it keeps you entertained because you're changing stitches about every 2 rows ish on average. Yeah, so this is the color block. It is not in with the regular Super Savers. It is in like its own listing on Yarn Inspirations. And it's called Iris Bouquet. And this one's nice and crunchy. So yeah, I need to get started on this block. Eddie, thank you so much for the jewels. Appreciate you. Oh, we have a lot of people who are hitting their 3-month anniversaries tonight, huh? Yeah, so I have got, I'm really excited about the backstock area back there. Thank you, LA. Yeah, you're probably going to switch over to 3 very soon, Michi, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm really excited about the backstock area. So what I did was, you know, I have this yarn wall here. Well, in there, I made an entire wall going straight back of yarn. And you said, ew. Like, the crunchy. It's not even the worst crunchy. You know, I got that Super Saver ombre and like the sand colorway. I think I'm gonna have to donate it. It literally makes my skin crawl when I touch it. It's so bad. It's the worst I've ever experienced. So this, what colorway on that yarn? On this one, it's the Super Saver color block, and this is Iris Bouquet. The color block is like, you see how you have like a section of like long solid color and then a section of variegated? That's kind of how it works. please. Thank you, Jan, for the jewels. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just get this started here, because my color battle series, I have been doing. I do them all with the C to C stitch, so it's a level playing field for all of them. You see them all in the same stitch. So I'm doing these all in the C to C. Thank you, Robin, for sharing that affiliate link. Yeah, so hold on. Let me get this started. I know that this is going to wash up just fine when it's all done. It's a little crinkly right now, but yeah, I have that Super Saver Ombre in the color sand. I think it's called sand, and it's some sand paper. Thank you, Dawn. Appreciate you. Yeah, just like, ooh, I don't know if I can touch it. And I really wanted it because I have Super Saver. Oh, what is that brown one that I have? I got it after Battle of the Browns. It's like the light brown one, like the coffee color. Why can't I think of what it's called right now? I don't know, it's like a mocha color. And I fell in love with it after the last one. And I bought a bunch, and it is all super soft. And then I got that sand one, and it's terrible. Thank you, Dawn. Latte. No, it's not latte stripes. No, the latte stripes is different. It's something else. I gotta look it up. I should donate it to them. I'm telling you, it's crinkly, crinkly. But I wanted to pair it with the other one that I have that's like so soft. I don't even want to work with it. Lily, you're excited that I'm coming to Charlotte? Um, so, anyone who didn't see my short that I posted today, I will be. Why does this look funny to me? I don't know. I decided that I'm going to be coming to the Premier Yarns meetup. They have a creator meetup. They only had so many tickets available. I think that there are still some tickets available. In the short that I posted earlier today, there is a link. That is not a unique link that Premiere gave me or anything like that. It's the link that Creative Grandma shared. I just copied it. It doesn't say her name on it anywhere. It just takes you to the right page on Premiere Yarns that you would need to be on to purchase. The tickets are $10, and that covers like hors d'oeuvres and the time when you're there. But anyway, our Facebook admin, Suzanne, you see her on here as Suzanne Sharp. Ouch. She reached out to me and said, "Hey, Matt, would you want to go to that?" And at first I told her, "No, I don't think I can go. I've got too much going on." And because she said she was going to go whether I was or not. And she lives 2 towns south of me. So she's like maybe half hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, somewhere right around there. I know right about where she lives because my husband used to work like blocks away from where she is. And there she is. Hi, Suzanne. And so that night, I was talking to Max, and I'm like, so I said, there's kind of this event that would be really good for my YouTube channel if I could go to, and it's in North Carolina. And he's like, well, when is it? And I'm like, well, it's in 2 weeks. And he's like, just go, we'll figure it out. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. And I didn't think that you know, that was going to work out because he closes every Tuesday night. He said, I'll just, you know, adjust my schedule for that week. So shout out to my wonderful hubs for that. So yeah, Suzanne and I are going to carpool down there together, and we're going to go to the Premier Yarns meetup. I'm really excited because I'll get to meet Creative Grandma and Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches and Elise from Elise Rose Crochet, which I don't think she knows who I am. I know Glenda does. And and many of you who are going as well. I know a couple of you are. I know Carrie's going, and Carrie said she lives not too far from there. Um, and a couple of you are. So, very excited. We're still live, yeah. Should be. Um, you think she knows who I am? Well, I'm excited, and Suzanne has said that she will be my little camera person while we're there too, so she can hold the camera. There you are, Carrie. Um, so she can hold the camera, so I can take some video footage while I'm there. I am going to, yeah, Deb from Deb's Artsy Life. She said in her one video that she's going to come as long as her daughter or husband will go with her. So I hope that they do. Yeah, Suzanne's going to be my little paparazzi. And Suzanne and I were texting today, and I said, you know, while we're down there, we should go to a couple of the local yarn shops. So thus, yarn diet, not yarn ban, because I need to buy yarn at the local yarn shops down there, right? Michelle, if you're in here, I know you'd agree with me. um, but yeah, so I'm really excited about that. We're gonna film a couple things, and the nice thing is at that meetup, there's so many YouTube creators there that um, I won't feel weird filming. You know, where sometimes it's like, you know, you feel a little weird filming at some places. Um, and But I won't there, so that'll be really nice. I'm really excited to meet Glenda for sure. And there's going to be a lot of other YouTube creators. I've seen a lot of people saying that they're going and stuff like that. So super exciting. So we'll have a little bit of content to share here. Right. No chocolate, caramel, or cream. That's the diet, right? That's the yarn diet. I love Elise Rose too. I tell you what I really love about her. She primarily designs amigurumi. Now, that's not really my thing, but I like that she does some other things as well. And I absolutely love her reviews because she goes so incredibly in depth on her reviews. And that's one of the things that I love. And she does research, 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 um, which I really appreciate. And um, one of her videos that she posted that I just fell in love with her on was she went to a flea market and found she was looking for crochet items at a flea market, and she found some like really amazing stuff, and she found like this lace weight bedspread that somebody made and obviously put like a kabillion hours into, and she bought it and used it for her own bedspread because they were only charging like $40 for something that probably cost someone their sanity. you know. Um, so, yeah, I do like her. She's got a lot of really good content. She is, I don't know if it's her or her husband that does the editing, but she is like a master editor. I don't want to be a master editor. I don't. It's not really my thing. I'll edit a little bit here. You know, I'll throw some clip art or something like that on there, but you know what drives me crazy is when you go watch someone's videos and you hear all these little sound effects, like these click noise here or this click noise here, and they have this little bubble popping up here and this thinking bubble popping up here. I'm like, you doing too much. I just want to watch. Did she? Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I don't think Elise does too much, but there are some people where I'm like, honey, you trying too hard. You doing too much. And some of that stuff just irritates me. But yeah, that's not me. It'll never be me. I learned how to do some things that make life easier, and that's great. But I'm never gonna be like some super edited person. You saw that video, Lily? Yeah, it was great. She went to that. She went to the flea market. She didn't get the blanket, and then she went back like a day later because it was eating at her, and she's like, "I gotta go get that." Yeah, when I was setting stuff up at the flea market tonight, someone asked why I wanted to get all that yarn, and I'm like, "Oh well, I do crochet, and I have a YouTube channel." You have a YouTube channel? And so then, like, I had like three people coming up asking me about it from church. I'm like, ah. Uh, Ash, thank you so much for the jewels. That's very, very sweet. It really was a stunning find. It was beautiful. My great grandma, I don't think that she did it, but someone, I think her sister did it. Because she had some lace tablecloths that were like crocheted. I also have, I just finished filming a review on something that you can see in the camera right now that's going to be coming out this week. Let me know if you notice what it might be. Bought a very old vintage crochet book at Marketplace. Yeah, the vintage crochet books are really cool. I do. A lot of the vintage crochet books don't have the diagrams in there. Now I can read a pattern, but I have to concentrate so much. The diagrams help me a lot with the visualization. You got it, Fiber Rebel. I got some new crochet hooks. I don't know if you can tell who they're from, but I got some crochet hooks from Heart Hook Home, and I am using one right now. And I've got a pretty in-depth video. Hopefully y'all like it when it comes out this week. What about lighting? To Oh, you crave the intricate, difficult stitches. Oh, that's good. You would never guess about the that Kelly, I don't know if you were the one who posted on Facebook, but somebody posted on Facebook that they got their Santa order, and I'm like, blasted. I did not get mine yet, but it looked beautiful. Black Pearl, wait till you see um, my review of them this week, and then you can maybe make up your decision if you want to get them still or not. Um, I will give you a Cliff Notes version of them. Phenomenal on acrylic, not the best on wool and cotton. But watch the review to see a more in depth. But awesome with acrylic, like amazing. Yeah, I have a set of dots, and I do like to use them on cotton. I like to use dots on cotton, and for softer cottons, I use my Furls Odyssey 2s. I have my stitch tutorial sitting right over here for the pot holder that I'm making. Little glimpse there. And if I'm using a softer cotton, I use my Odyssey. That's why I just like having different kinds of hooks. I use my Odyssey hooks for softer cotton, and the rougher cottons, I use my dots hooks. Isn't it so soft? Yeah. Oh, Black Pearl, you're in Canada. Okay. Oh, so the Heart Hook Home doesn't deliver to Canada. Okay. Your Hirschner's Sandhill comes on Monday. Yeah, my Sandhill, I'm sure it'll be here soon. Sandhill, the one thing that I love is their yarn comes out lightning fast. Cozy P takes me like 3 weeks to get. Still love her stuff, but does take much longer than Sandhill. Have you seen Sandhill's colors for this week? They're so pretty. Yeah, they've got some really nice colors this week. And there's one color that I might place an order for. Let's look at them. Let me pull, it's purples. So if you are a purple fan like me, I do love purple. You've seen me wear a lot of purple. I do love it. Let me share my screen. Share screen. I want to share this window and share. Hi, GB. Welcome. Okay. So here's the Sandhill. This is what they have coming out this week. She has Bali Sunrise here. She has Nevermore, which is really pretty. It's like purples and charcoals and like a silvery white color. And then it looks like she has Sea Leopard, which is like charcoal and white, kind of like a peppery look. She has this Wild Blue Yonder, which is pretty, but the one that is really piquing my interest this week is Raven. It says black until it isn't. That's the trick with this one. A deep, nearly black purple navy tonal with enough variation to keep it from ever going flat. It's moody, watchful, and a little ominous. I think that this is like a great Halloween color, this Raven. I could see that mixed with some other colors. I kind of like Nevermore and Raven for like a purple project. Those are the ones that are catching my eye this week. I don't. So maybe Michi does. Michi's here. So Michi's the second creator who's going to have a launch week with Sandhill. Michi, do you know who the third one is? I would guess it would be maybe a knitting channel. I don't know. Isn't Raven beautiful? Like that one, I saw it and I'm like, what? Stunned me. Stunning. I did order from Cozy P last week. Let me pull up Cozy P and I'll show you what I ordered. They had jewel tones and so pretty. Why can I not? I thought it was cozyp.co. Co. Okay, why am I misspelling it? COZYPEA. Okay, that's literally what I typed. I typed Cozy P just like that. .co and it was not working, but now it is. Anywho, so let me share my screen. The third creators that are C. It's a band, I thought I read. Oh. Very cool. All right, let's add this to the stage. So this is Cozy P. Oh, look at that. She's hiding it from us. Dropping on Sunday. Just says coming soon. Boo. But I'll show you what I got. Oh, my computer's starting to go a little slow. So here's the skeins that she had last week. She had, this is like a jewel tone. See, hold on. Can I get to where it's not like the videos? Where can I just see? Shop this drop. It's just saying sold out. Okay, so they had emerald, turquoise, tiger's eye, opal, amethyst, ruby, and labradorite. So this first one right here is, I think, labradorite. This kind of purple and teal and just different shades in there. I got some labradorite. I got this opal. It's like an iridescent color, which is just stunning. I got some of the turquoise, and I think I got some of the emerald color too. I don't know if it's not this one. I don't see it listed here, but anywho, I think I got 4 colors. Spent way too much money on it, but yeah. So I'm excited for that. Have you decided what I'm making? No, Carrie. I haven't. At least for the Cozy P one, I have not. I do know what I'm going to be making with my Sandhill yarn. So I am going to be making a gilded sunset sweater. It is going to be not a cardigan. It is going to be a pullover sweater. Then I'm going to do yoke down. And I'm going to mix it with the blueberry and the peach colorway that I got the week before. So that blueberry, the peach, and the gilded sunset. It's going to be a gorgeous sweater. JLR, I don't know about the Premier Factory. Do they have like a retail area to where you can like go buy at like the factory? If they do, I might have to check that out. See, I wasn't invited there by Premier this year. I just bought a ticket to go. I think when they were organizing this event, I wasn't high on their radar yet. Although they do email me quite a bit now. I think I'm a little higher on their radar now than I used to be. Donna, you're bringing an empty suitcase. I should too, because Suzanne and I are gonna hit, we think, 2 local yarn shops, and I know I'm gonna buy something at the local yarn shop. Well, Kelly, stay tuned. I may be able to show you how to make a sweater. I am going to be showing you how to make a cardigan this fall, and not a hexie cardi. It's going to be a single panel that we're going to make with chunky yarn. And I'm using some Sandhill yarn to make mine. But I think that the L by Me Charlotte would be from Premier would be a fantastic substitution for the yarn that I'm using. You're gonna make a shawl, Lily. I bet that's gonna be really pretty. Yeah, so the cardigan that I'm gonna show you how to make this fall It, like I said, it's going to be chunky weight yarn. It's going to be made almost like a blanket. It's going to be one entire panel. And when you're done, you'll fold it in half and sew up the sides. And then you'll have your cardigan. HR jobs. Right, there we go. Are you near Charlotte? I'm not knitting. Yeah, I was so upset because I don't know if you saw, but like, I don't know, like a week or two ago, um, Furls had like a warehouse sale because Furls is moving to like a new warehouse, and they had found a bunch of like hooks left over. I don't know if I didn't check my email or I didn't see and I missed. And then some of the stuff that they had I would have wanted. I didn't. Did I need it? No, I did not. By the way, I did get my new Bernat Cottage yarn in. A U-Haul. So I'm really excited to work up some samples on that Bernat Cottage. If you don't know, Bernat came out with a new yarn. It's called Bernat Cottage. And it is basically like Premier Puzzle. It's almost an exact dupe, just different colors. So yeah, the I think that I just think the gilded sunset um, sweater would be very fitting. Yeah, I'm really excited for my stitch tutorial that's coming out this week. I didn't have one last week, and I normally have a stitch tutorial every single week, but I had no close-up table last weekend. It was impossible. So, but I do have it now. So we've got the stitch tutorial coming for my pot holder design, and we are going to be learning a new stitch. That stitch is the knotted half double crochet. So let me know in the chat if have you ever made anything with a knotted half double crochet. If not, well, you're going to learn this week. Sue, I'm jealous. I shouldn't be jealous because I have plenty of hooks. In fact, Furls sent me some new hooks that are not released yet. And they're going to be coming out very soon. They were supposed to come out on August 7th, and there was a delay in production. But they are going to be coming out very soon. I'm not allowed to show them until they do come out, but they're very pretty. But I'm going to be putting a video together for them. The knotted half double crochet is a lesser known stitch, and it is a very, very cool stitch. Hold on, I'll show you my stitch sample in a second here. I'm just going to finish this row and then I'll show you. I gotta finish this pot holder. I'll get it done tomorrow night. Yep, they are resin hooks. I can tell you that. The next release is going to be a resin hook. And it's a very, very pretty resin hook. But I'm guessing probably this week at some point. I think it just got delayed a little bit because of their, they had moved to the new facility and all that other stuff, but yeah. Okay, got to the end of my row. No, it's not the stitch dictionary. This is the knotted half double crochet. It's a beautiful textured stitch, and it has these little knots going down the center of the half double crochet, and it just creates a really cool like ribby texture. So it's really pretty, really nice, and I will be showing it to you in our stitch tutorial this week. I think I'm gonna have it come out on Monday. Pretty sure. Most of my stitch tutorials come out on Mondays. So yeah, it's a really beautiful stitch, and it's perfect for pot holders because it has a little bit extra texture. LA, your go-to are clovers. These are a dupe for clovers. You might be really interested in that review when it comes out. Yeah, someone told me that they really wanted to learn a new stitch for pot holders. And I said, I got you, because I have been on the hunt, tried out a bunch of new stitches for pot holders, and I finally found one that I really, 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 really like, and it is that knotted half double. I'll release it on Monday, so keep an eye out. We're gonna have that pot holder come out on Monday, but the stitch itself you can use for anything. There's no multiple on it, which is really nice. You love your Sandhill yarn, Gulf Shores? Good! Your first ever hand-dyed yarn. Awesome. That's amazing. Yeah, the Sandhill yarn, really any hand-dyed yarn is phenomenal. This December, we are going to have Vlogmas of sorts here at Gilded Loop, because I ordered 2 advent calendars this year. And so our Vlogmas in December this year is going to be opening each day for the advent calendar that I got. So I'm really excited about that. The one is what's it called, like squirrel yarns. Squirrel yarns. That's not the exact name. Hold on, I'll tell you. It's Little Squirrel Yarn. So I ordered an advent calendar from Little Squirrel Yarn, and I ordered an advent calendar from Bag O' Day Yarns. So that will be fun. And the Little Squirrel Yarns are mini skeins, but Bag O' Day are full-size skeins. So that will be really fun to see what I get. The mimosa hooks are very nice, Vicky. They are. The mimosa hooks, for those who don't know, they're also called Jinlan hooks. Mimosa is a different brand, but that's what they're made to be like, is Jinlan, Jinlan. I think it's how it is. And you can find them on Amazon, and they are by a company called Seven Sun, and it's Seven Sun Mimosa hooks. I like to tell people, if you like boy hooks, but you find that boy hooks have a lot of drag to them, this is a mimosa hook. It is so hyper polished, very, very, very hyper polished. The yarn glides on it like so smoothly, and they come with like these nice wood But I have a little bit of everything. I have these. I just refer to these as gin lands because that's exactly what it is. It's just Mimosa's a different brand. I love my tulip hooks. I've got my tulip hooks right here. You've seen me use them in my tutorials before. I do love them. I have clover hooks, and I do like clover hooks, but not with everything. I You'll see in my tutorial for these heart hook home hooks, these ones. See, aren't they cool? They have like a ruler built into them. That's one of the cool features of them. They are very similar to clover hooks, but they're just a lot longer of a hook. My clover hooks have seen so many hours of use that the rubber handles are like glossed over from the oil on my hands. Do you have a Swift and a yarn winder? I do have a Swift and I do have a yarn winder. I'll show them to you in a second. I have put them in some of my videos in the past as well, but I'll show them to you in just one second. I'm just going to finish up this row here. Yes, mimosa hooks are fantastic for pencil grippers. These are actually pretty good for pencil grippers too, because I know a lot of pencil grippers that use clovers. These are pretty similar. So for years, I'll tell you kind of my hook journey. For years and years and years, so let's just put it this way. I learned on a boy hook. I did not do good on it. I found it so hard to, and I just thought I wasn't good at crochet. It's the shape of the boy hook just caused. Thank you for sharing that, Lauren or Lorraine. The shape of the boy hook, like the tip of it, caused I don't know what it is. It's just the way that I crochet. They cause me to snag and catch on my yarn all the time. And so I thought that it was me and that I just wasn't good at crochet when I was like, I don't know, like 8 or 10. And so I then, I don't know where I was. I think like back then I used to go into Hancock Fabrics. I think it was at Hancock Fabrics that I found the Susan Bates hooks. And I'm like, oh, those ones look a little bit different. I knew nothing about the hooks. And I said, okay, I'll try one of those. I loved it. The inline hook was it for me. And so I used Susan Bates hooks for the next 15 years. And then Max and I were together, maybe only by like a couple years. And he said, what do you want for Christmas? And I said, everyone keeps on saying that these clover hooks are like really good. I said, it's just so funny looking back. I'm like, oh, but they're so expensive. It's like $60 for a pack of the hooks. And I remember thinking that that was crazy expensive and I would never spend that much on hooks. And so I put them on my Christmas list and he got them for me. And then I used the clover hooks for a good solid 6 or 7 years. But I still use my Susan Bates hooks. So I used a little bit of clover on some things and Susan Bates on some. But I just loved the matte Teflon finish that the clover hooks had on them. So, you know, I just loved how they glide. And they were just really pleasurable to use. So although I did still use Susan Bates sometimes, I would kind of go back to them. I was mostly on clover hooks. And then I don't know, I don't think I had started, I might have started my YouTube channel. Yeah, I had started my YouTube channel and I kept on seeing stuff about people using these furls hooks. And I said, oh, I said, well, they're really pricey. But I said, um, it's like a piece of art. I'm like, you got to invest in yourself sometimes. Hold on. Thank you. I'm looking for Kathy's question. Kathy, okay. Wondering how you all choose colors to join your granny squares. I'm making a sunburst squares in cinnamon cedar, gold, and one row of white. The last row is gold. So with sunburst grannies, I'll tell you what always looks good for me, Kathy, is whatever color I start with in the very dead center, I like to join with that color because it kind of pulls it out of the center and into the join. So I would say if you use gold in the very center and then the cinnamon cedar and then you did white, try joining everything in the gold as well. You might really like that look. But I just try to have it be as cohesive as possible. But if there's a colorway that I use, but I didn't use a whole lot of it, especially if it's something that like if you did them all with the same kind of center for that, it might work out really well to join with that. The colors are gorgeous. Stitch 1, purl 2. You got your sandhill yarns today. Awesome. You just want to, when you're joining, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to look for something that's a contrasting color, or you're just going to join with your white or your cream. If you join with your white or your cream, you're really just allowing your sunburst to be the star of the show. But if you join with like a contrasting color, it brings a lot more contrast. So you can see in my sunburst grannies that I have right here, my center is real teal, and then I had my bitty stripes, and then I did 2 rows of white, and then I joined with the real teal, which is what I had in all of my centers. And it just tends, to me, I think, to look very nice. Provide some nice contrast. Thank you, Lauren, for the jewels. Appreciate you. So back onto my hook journey. So I had started my YouTube channel, and I said, okay, well, I want to invest in myself. And I want to get some furls. And so I started with getting, boy, look, I just picked up the most chunkiest hook ever, a 10 millimeter. I knew what I really liked about my clover hooks was kind of the matte finish. And I watched a bunch of reviews, and some people said that these kind of glossy finish ones leave a million fingerprints, which they do. But I do like how they stitch. And so I said, okay, I'm going to get some of these matte finish ones. And I really do like them. I still probably gravitate towards those the most because the matte finish grips the yarn, but still has, enough glide to make it nice. And so I got those. And then Black Friday sale last year, which by the way, Furls always has an amazing Black Friday sale. I think last year they had a couple items that were 90% off. They had a 90, a 70, a 50, a 30, a 20, a 10, lots of the categories. And yeah, and then I bought, let's knock that off. I bought some of these resin hooks, and I was scared to buy them because people said that they break easy, and they do. Um, I love to crochet with them. They crochet amazingly, but I bought three different sizes in this exact colorway and I broke two of them. And one of them, I was so upset because I was at the end of the night, I was sitting at this table and I set it down on my table at the end of the night and it was there. And I came down the next morning and it rolled off the table overnight and broke into like five pieces. Um, yeah. So these ones are phenomenal. But what I did do after that is I bought one of these hook trays and you just set your hook in there and then it's not going to roll off the table or anything anymore. So yeah, Furl's Black Friday sale is amazing. It's really, really good. There are a couple yarn companies that have phenomenal Black Friday sales. Well, one would be Furls. So they're always a good one to check for Black Friday. But you know who else you need to check for Black Friday and just keep it in mind is Lion Brand has the best. Um, yeah, Carrie, that hook tray is amazing. It really is. Lion Brand has the best Black Friday sale. They're all bulk buys at it's what you need to understand. You're not going to go there and see your favorite kind of Lion Brand yarn at like 70% off. It's going to be like last year I got a bunch of basic stitch. They're anti-pilling, which is in my opinion the best anti-pilling on the market is Lion Brand. Hands down, better than Premier. Sorry, Premier, but it is. Premier is a nice anti-pilling, but it's a little splitty sometimes. Lion Brand never is. And I got so much. It was like you had to buy 12 skeins. I think came in the pack, but the pack was like it was $12. It was $1 a ball of the basic stitch. When are you getting an anti-pilling yarn for $1? I was like, okay, yeah. I got to do that. So I did stock up on some of that stuff then. And I'll probably look at Lion Brand again this year. Premier had some good sales, but to be honest, I didn't feel like it was giving Black Friday. It was giving a good sale, but it wasn't giving Black Friday. Oh, Stitch One, you finished your Hexicardi today. You used Melonberry. Oh, that's beautiful. Can't wait to see your picture. Yeah, we have so many gorgeous pictures that people have posted in our Facebook group for your Hexicardis. Now, I'm wearing my Hexicardi to the Premiere meetup because they encourage you that if you have made any wearables with Premiere yarn to wear it to the meetup. I'm like, well, I have. So I am going to be wearing that there. Thank you, everyone, for all the gifts and jewels and all of that. You're all wonderful. Okay, am I getting into a solid? Well, I am getting into a solid color. I'll have to show you guys a sneak peek of what this sample looks like when I finish it tonight. This is the first time I'm ever working up one of the color block yarns. Now, I have this color block in this purple one, and I have it in the teal, and the teal is soft as butter. But this purple one, even though it's a little crunchy, I'm not struggling to crochet with it. It's not terrible. Stitching solo, yeah, you had to. Your sleeves were giving you struggles. I told y'all in the video I frogged a whole sleeve. That whole sleeve that I made in the week 2 tutorial, I frogged every ounce of it and redid it. at the end of the day, what is it, 10 rows? You know, it's not going to kill you, but it is frustrating. You know, you just did it. But I wasn't happy with the width. I'm like, I want a tailored sleeve. I mean, that was the whole point of doing it and sharing all that. I'm like, well, I can't have a sleeve that I'm not happy with because then guess what's going to happen? I'm just not going to wear it. And I want to wear it. So I frogged it and I redid my sleeves and I was so happy with it. I think I did 6 decreases on my sleeve and it was like perfect. Oh, you'll be I'm telling you, the weaving in of the ends on that yarn is the death of you. Um, and the problem with the weaving into the ends is you can't just go back and forth. You gotta go like back and forth like 5 times. Otherwise, some of those ends have a tendency of coming undone. Linda over at Linda's Pantry said that she used fabric glue on her ends, and that those were coming out really good for her when she did that. And I'm like, oh, I love that. I think I ordered some fabric glue on Amazon. It's like $5. You got you got a bunch of the basic stitch, um, and the Heartland. I like the Heartland. Um, I like the basic stitch. I do not like Hometown. Um, I made a whole project out of Hometown, and it will never see the light of day again because it is so heavy that when I hold it, it like droops downwards. Lion Brand, Sue. The Basic Stitch, Hometown, and Heartland. Those are the Lion Brand ones. The Heartland yarn is an amazing yarn. I have like 4 cubicles of that yarn up there in a bunch of different shades. You can see right there these colors. Those are Heartland yarns. Okay, okay. Now, how many colorways does this have in it? Oh my gosh, this is going to end up being the world's largest square. I think. Oh no, so I have purple. Oh my gosh, I still have to go more. I knew that this was going to be the biggest one I had to do. 3, 4, 5, 6. You bought a lot of the Premier Parfait Chunky Glitz for scrunchies and a boatload of cotton sprout stripes. Oh, that's a good deal. $5 for a 3-pack. It's an amazing deal, actually. You know what? That is an amazing idea. I have an entire tote shoved to the brim of Hometown yarn in various shades and colors. I did not bring it out of it's the only thing that's staying in a tote. I was thinking of making baskets from it. I have another whip. I wonder if I can grab it easily to show you. I have a whip that I started to make with the Hometown yarn for Maggie like a while back. It's a twin size blanket and it's done in pinks. And it's so heavy. I said, she's going to suffocate in this thing. I don't think that they're going to discontinue Heartland. I really don't, because It's one of their biggest sellers. It really is. I want to say that they released another color or two recently of it. Yeah, Laura, you're right. The homespun, I did a review on homespun on my channel. Not a huge fan of it. It is okay. I do not understand on what planet is that yarn like one of their top sellers. It's like in their top three. Why? So, Bonnie, let's talk about the Karma yarn from, let me highlight your comment here, from Premiere. Here's the thing. It is a lovely soft yarn. It feels like Angora. I mean, it's so soft, but it has zero stitch definition. I did a review on it on my channel about a year ago, 8 months, 10 months ago when it came out. That is my problem with it. It has no stitch definition. And it does not frog. If you stitch with that, you're never getting it out. So, Lorraine, you're cracking me up. Matt's 47 videos on yarn review. I have quite a few, yeah. Michi's Crochet Nook is having a collaboration with Sandhill Yarns. I love Michi. She was here in the chat tonight. I don't know if she's still here, but she was here in the chat tonight. If you haven't checked out Michi's Crochet Nook, do. Michi does mostly lives on her channel. So if you like lives, you'll love Michi. Thank you, LA, for the jewels. You love homespun, Teresa? Well, I'm sorry that I'm bashing it tonight. Here's my qualm with homespun. That sucker snags more than any yarn I have ever touched in my life. I tried switching hooks. I got really, really frustrated with it. I think that it probably knits really well. The Lily Sugar and Cream ombre colors. Huh. I don't know. Lily's, I think they have discontinued some, well, they have discontinued a lot of shades. Jerry. Why you gotta call me out like that? It will come. It will come. I want to finish a little bit more. I set it down for a minute. It's still sitting in my office because I work on it on my 9 to 5 all the time. I set it down for a minute because I was getting frustrated with it. However, I will get back to it. I will. It went completely shaggy, Marsha. Yeah. I think it will be very pilly. Yeah, the one blanket pattern that I made was with Hometown, and I immediately regretted it, but I was too far into it that I just had to finish it. The one thing you got to know about Hometown is I don't care how you weave in your ends with that yarn, they will come out 100% of the time. I saw Jerry's comment about I think he did about the color pulling project. See, I have two color pulling projects going on right now. Well, two color pulling whips. One is the Premiere Basics DK, and the other is the Granny Square one. And I was really enjoying the you gotta glue them. I really need to get down with the fabric glue. Laura, thank you so much. I do. Um, this one right here, I do have a tutorial for this. This is, and it's an ice yarn. It's a ice yarn gumball. If you go to iceyarns.com and you type gumball in the search bar there, any of the gumball yarns that they have will color pull delightfully, and I do have a tutorial for that. I have two color pulling tutorials on my channel. I have one for the gumball yarn. It is a 3-weight, so it's a DK, but it's a plump DK. And then I have one for the anniversary cakes from last year, the Karen anniversary cakes. And those are like a 6, I think, 6-weight. I am working on a color pulling project with Red Heart Super Saver Granny Square all-in-one yarn, and I am also working on a color pulling project right now with Premiere Basics DK Multi. The Granny Square yarn I'm color pulling with the interlocking shell stitch, and the Premiere Basics DK I'm color pulling with single crochets. I am thinking that Hometown could make very nice baskets. What do you think? Has anyone made baskets out of them before? Because I got a bunch. I could make some baskets from them. Dritz Frey check. Okay, hold on. Hold the phone. Matt has to write that down. Dritz Frey check. Thank you, Trish. Hi, Lois. It's good for the iffy ends. Okay, good. Yeah, I have a gorgeous whip. Oh my gosh, I am uncovering all of my whips in that back room as I'm trying to put everything together. So, I've got some that I knew about and some that I forgot about. So, but I am having a more organized whip area. I've got some pretty ones. So, I've got some that I really want to do. Okay. You want to know what my opinion is on Feels Like Butter, Robin? Okay. So I think that this was probably a question for Madeline. Feels Like Butter is my favorite yarn in the universe for baby blankets. Hands down, nothing beats it. Fiber Rebel, I want to continue to work on growing my Tunisian crochet skills. I do know how to Tunisian crochet, but I know how to do simple things. I really want to work on growing that a little bit first, and then I'm going to dive a little bit more into knitting. I did buy all my knitting needles and everything that I would need for it, but it fries my mind every single time I try to learn how to knit. You can't eat with chopsticks either, LA. Neither can I. Maybe that's the problem. I um I have tried to learn how to knit so many times, and I really struggle with it. I do. This last time when I tried to teach myself, I was able to cast on, and I was able to do a couple stitches, but I struggled pretty hard. So it doesn't come very easily to me. So I do want to learn how, but then the other thing that I struggle with is, why do I want to do something that is going to be so much slower? Um, so I don't know why some people are having problems with the sound. Um, but yeah, I do like the Tunisian. But I'm telling you, I had some gorgeous whips with Hometown, but I had to stop. I need, I have, oh my gosh, I have so many plans, or had so many plans for the, um, not the Hometown, the, what's the other one? Help me out here. Um, what is it called? We were just talking about it. Yeah, usually if you go out and come back in, it fixes. I had pillowcases turned into whip bags. Oh, that's a good idea, Lady Jane. I have today I just installed a new, it's like Heartland. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Jacqueline. I installed a new, it's like a closet coat rack thing that I installed from the rafter in the ceiling in there, and it's going to help me organize all of my fabric. But it'll also be a spot where I can hang my wearables. Yeah, I can't wait for that area to be all together. It was just like, do you ever start taking your craft room apart and you're like, this is so overwhelming. How am I ever going to get this done? That's how I felt. I had to take, there was a desk I had to take out of there. I had to move a bunch of stuff around. I had to get my sewing machine out. I had to bring stuff around. I had to move my, I have a Cricut and all kinds of Cricut supplies and a t-shirt press and all kinds of other stuff. I gotta grab this one whip so I can show you all. Hold on. I'm gonna grab a couple so I can show you some of the ones that I uncovered. So hang tight. I literally can't find the one I was going to show you, but yeah, this is, oh my gosh, it's so heavy. This is that hometown one. I have a tutorial on my channel for this. Oh, it's a workout just to lift it. It's a beautiful blanket. Oh my gosh. I would consider making this pattern again. It's gorgeous. I would consider doing this again. It's a very quilt inspired. It's very, sorry, I know you can't hear me on the mic. It's very, very quilt inspired. But, look at that. It's so pretty. But this is that hometown yarn, and this thing weighs like 25 pounds at least. I'm not kidding. It's so heavy. It's beautiful. I would consider making it again, but I would use Premier Basics Chunky. Right. Right, Fiber Rebel. It's basically a weighted blanket. Yeah, an area rug. There you go. But yeah, it's just not. You don't want to lay with it. It's not something that's comfy to lay with. But I figured I grabbed one of my quilting whips that I can show. This one still doesn't have the quilting stitches and stuff done, but it's all pieced together. I think it's a king size blanket. So I'll show you one of my quilts. So it's very glittery and golds and silvers and stuff. So that's my quilt that I'm working on. I'm eventually going to finish this one, but I'm really happy with it. I think it's beautiful. So you can see the glitter to it. It's very, very shimmery. I really want to finish this one because it's so, so pretty. This pattern is like wedding rings or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's been so long since I made it, but it's very pretty. So I love quilting. Just takes a little bit of time. That quilt I put together and watched the entire season of Schitt's Creek while I made that. But yeah, it's very, very glittery. I like to make my quilts with jelly rolls. That was made out of jelly rolls, mostly. Some solid colored fabrics. Yeah, isn't Schitt's Creek was so good. I watched the whole thing like twice. Jacqueline, yours are in piles. I have quite a few, but maybe not as much as I once had. You know, because I've worked through a few of them. So my goal, as far as whips are concerned, is I want to knock out. We all have those whips that are like, you're like, why is this still a whip? I have like a day's worth of work to finish on this. Um, you're like, I just got to finish like one day worth of work, and it'll be done. Maybe a little bit more, you know. But the ones that you've gotten like so far with, and I was proud because I finished that um, the shells and bars stitch. I finished that one. That was a whip that was really far that I just hadn't finished. And I did get that one finished. I have a continuous granny square blanket that I'm making from Red Heart Ombre in Gold Bar. Um, It's almost done. That's the next whip where it's like I have half a skein, maybe one full skein left to go, and then it's done. Right, Rochelle? Isn't the shimmer in that like amazing? I love a glitter, and it's so so pretty. Glitter is my love language, and I made it for my bed. So I think I have a king size bed, so I think it's a king size quilt. It might be queen. I'd have to measure it again. But you know what's really fun about this one? These white squares. This like white. This is a um this is an old tablecloth. My mother used to have it on our table in like the 1980s. 80s and early 90s. It was a very expensive. It was like the tablecloth that we put out on fancy occasions, and it got like a stain on it to where it couldn't be used anymore. Like we just couldn't get the stain out. So I literally cut it into strips and put it in this quilt, and I just didn't use the spot that had the bad stain on it. Yes, lover's knot. But yeah, I'll show it to you again. That's that. I do have one quilt that I have finished. It's right out here in my family room. I'll show it to you. This one is the first quilt that I ever made. So, when my father-in-law, Max's dad, he passed away in 2016. He got lung cancer, and like 3 weeks later, he was gone. He was diagnosed at stage 4. Um, and so I made a memory quilt for Max and for Max's brother, and I gave them both a memory quilt. We gave the nicer one to his brother, but I made this quilt is all made from his dad's clothes. So it's all quilted together. It's really kind of hard to show, but it's all just old clothes that have been pieced together in a quilt form. So you can see it's just got like a solid blue quilted backing on it. But yeah, these memory quilts are really fun to make. And we keep it out in the living room, and so does, well, we keep it out in our family room down here, but Max's brother, his name is Zach. Zach keeps his out um, in his living room all the time. Every time I go over there, it's out. Yeah, there was quite a bit of work that went into it, but neither uh, Max or Zach were gonna wear those clothes. And so, what do you do? You know, there was a lot of sentimental value and stuff in a lot of them, so turn them into a quilt. I've always been pretty crafty. Thank you. I love your name, Yarngasm. It's so great. I finally think that I am ready to square off this square. Some of these purple patterns, I had to I had to make a huge square for the um, You made a blanket out of your brother's shirts. Oh, that's nice. Um, some of these purple colors, I had to make huge sample squares. But see, this is what that one is looking like. I still have to finish it, but so you get like a big chunk of the solid color, and then you get a huge chunk of the variegated, and then the solid again. It's really interesting. Yeah, quilts are really nice. Um, the reason that I like to crochet better than to quilt, I do like to quilt on occasion. But the reason that I like to crochet better is because quilting, you are confined to sitting at your sewing machine. You cannot take it into your living room and work on it. You can't be mobile with it. You are confined to your craft room, which sometimes isn't a problem. But crochet is so much more mobile. You could go sit on the couch. You can be on the back deck. You could be in an airport working on it. Aw, thank you so much for saying those kind words to me. Appreciate you. Oh, and I finally found I got the box all together to be ready to be shipped out to Carrie, and I kept on saying, I know I had 6 skeins of that Signet yarn. And I only had 5 in the video. I'm like, why would I buy 5? I wouldn't buy 5. There's 6 somewhere. I had to go scouring the yarn space back there. And I found the 6th one. So she has her 6 skeins of the Signet, 6 of the blush, and 6 of the sage. I like C2C as well. I really do. I've done quite a few C2C things. I don't like to do everything in C2C, but I do really like it. When in doubt, when you don't know what to make something, C2C is really good. Or it's also really good when you have a really busy yarn. Do I have any whips around that are C2C? Oh yeah, my firework blanket down here is C2C. Corner to corner confuses you, LA? I could see that. Corner to corner is a little tough. I do have a tutorial on corner to corner. It's old. It is from when I first started my channel, so not the best instruction. But you know who has a really good corner to corner tutorial? Look up The Secret Yarnery. Krista is her name. Krista with a K. And yeah, she has. Nope, I wanted to square this off. She has a really good tutorial on it. Mine's not bad, but it's not the quality that I give you today. I need to redo it. Well, I did actually just have a tutorial for the firework blanket that was C2C. So that might be good. Yeah, I love Krista too. Fun fact, Krista was the first YouTube channel, crochet content YouTube channel, that I ever followed. Okay, so let's get back to Feels Like Butter. Because someone asked a question earlier if I like Feels Like Butter from Lion Brand. And I answered that question and said it is the best yarn on earth for baby blankets. I stand by that statement. It really, really is. I just recently bought a bunch more colors of it to make some baby blankets with. I have a. Where is. Oh, good, Kimberly. Finishing up your first C2C. That's awesome. It's a mindless pattern. Once you get the hang of it, it's not mindless at first until you figure out. The problem is that you have to, when you're increasing, if when you're going along the sides, you're having to chain and then flip your work and chain and flip your work. So that's what gets a little confusing. But once you get that down, it's pretty solid. But yeah, it feels like butter. It's, oh my gosh. I made my niece her baby blanket. She's like 10 months old now. And I made that baby blanket for her before we even knew the gender. And I made it with Feels Like Butter. And I did gray, mint. What other color did I use? Gray, mint, and lemon. Gray, mint, and lemon. Perfect when you don't know the gender. And it was a stunning blanket. I did it in Krista at the Secret Yarnery. I has a pattern that is called the Sober Granny. It's like the drunken granny, but you get straight edges. So it's sober. And it turned out beautiful. I might have made that either right around the time that I started my channel or like before. Hold on, let me see if I can find a picture of the one that I made. Baby. Mm-hmm. Here it is. Hold on, let me straighten out my phone. Try to pull it back. Sorry, it's like it's on my phone, so it's kind of a bad angle. But it turned out really pretty. Hold on, I have another picture here. You can see the stitches a little bit closer there. Now, if you ask me why I love the Feels Like Butter, phenomenal stitch definition. Aileen, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, we'll be on live here for about another half hour. I do it for 2.5 hours, but I know that that's really late for some. So if you have to go to bed, you have a wonderful evening. I have the iris stitch tutorial that I did on my channel. I used Feels Like Butter. And I did the iris stitch in the round, not the regular iris stitch. The iris stitch in the round that I did, I used Feels Like Butter. And let me tell you, I want to finish that baby blanket so bad. But Feels Like Butter is just amazing. It has some of the best stitch definition. It is a polyester yarn, but it is washable and dryable and works out great. I got them from Aldi, believe it or not. And they still pop up every now and then. I have a white one over there, and then this one is black, and they're $20 at Aldi when they have them. So they do pop up every now and then at Aldi. So keep an eye out. But I do like them. $20 you can't beat. Yeah, I got a couple. Did I show the unboxing for it yet? I got a couple. Oh no, it's not here yet. I think it's coming tomorrow. I order. So Lion Brand, if you don't know, released a few new colors of Feels Like Butter, and I bought a bunch of them. And I think that comes tomorrow. I think I got my shipping notification that it's coming tomorrow. So I still have to film the unboxing for that one. Thank you so much to everyone who's hanging out here with me tonight, and thank you very much to our wonderful mods um, for hanging out with me in this kind of our late night chat. But we only really do one of these a month, so we make it worth it, right? Okay, I goofed. I am not increasing, I'm decreasing. I am in love with these hooks for acrylic yarns. Your rougher yarn that you have, the better these hooks seem to be. Aw, thank you, Sue. Sue sent me, she made me a little amigurumi item, and she sent it to me. I haven't had a chance to get to the post office yet because my life has been crazy. She made something for Maggie, so I can't wait to pick that up very soon here, Sue, so Maggie can see them. Maggie's spending the night with Grandma tonight. We took her over to Grandma's house earlier. She's spending the night over there, and then she's going to hang out with Grandma tomorrow while I'm handling and doing the flea market tomorrow. You needed a yarn while in your quilting room. Thank you for the jewels, Carol. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm excited to have my quilting stuff all set up. Max is excited for me to have the Cricut all back together. I have everything you could possibly imagine for that Cricut machine. I have a ton of stuff because I make signs and stuff for Max's work. If you're newer here and you don't know, Max is he's a store manager for a local grocery store, and I don't make all his signs, but if he has like something really special or an event or something going on, sometimes I'll make a fun little sign. Sharon. Oh, Sharon. How do you think she's doing with the big bed? Do you think she's actually using it? The answer to that would be no. Minimal. So here's the rule that we have. So I am a late night owl. I am up till midnight just about every night. And I can't fall asleep until midnight. So if I try to go lay in the bed at 9 o'clock, my eyes will be wide open until midnight. So why not crochet and stuff? So that's what I do. And so we put Maggie goes to bed at like 8:30 every night religiously. We're very strict with bedtime. Unless she's spending the night over Grandma's, then she can stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning if she wants to, because Grandma's going to deal with her the next day anyway. So she goes to bed in big bed, and then we have a baby gate, and like in our upstairs we have the master bedroom, and then there's a hallway, like a long hallway that leads down to the other side of the house, and then there's our other two bedrooms, the boys' bedroom and Maggie's bedroom. And so we have a baby gate that's down that way. And so when we put her to bed around 8:30, we close the baby gate, And then when I come up to bed, I'll open the baby gate. And then I, she's got some. I will go in her room and I will check, and she'll be conked out, like sleeping, like knocked out. Doesn't fail. That baby gate is open. I will go lay down in bed, and 5 minutes later, she's coming and crawling in the bed. I'm like, I don't understand this sixth sense that you have. You know that the gate is open. Um, if yeah, so and it's so funny because my dad and my stepmom, every time we get together with them, um, my dad's like, "Oh, does Maggie still come over down in the bed? Oh, that's a big problem. You got to stop that." And I'm like, that is like the least of my concerns. It's the least of anything that I'm worried about. I just tell him, I said, Dad, it's not worth the fight. Like, it's, I would lose a lot more sleep fighting her about coming down to big bed. So I just don't, I'm not fighting it. She's only going to want to do that for so long. I do love that Baja Blast. It's so good. I don't normally like Mountain Dew, but Taco Bell does have good Baja Blast. Right, there's nothing wrong with it, Christine. I'm like, she's only going to be doing that for so long, and eventually she's not going to want to have nothing to do with me. So I will eat up any amount of time that I can. She's a Papa's girl. So Max goes by Daddy, I go by Papa. And she is my little princess. She's Papa's girl. If the law ever has to be laid down, it's Max who has to lay down the law. uh, I love that little girl so much. So right, yeah, Sharon. I don't fight it. She goes over Grandma's house. I uh, I have tried to tell Grandma. I'm like, can you just make sure that her outfits don't get ruined when she comes over here? No, there's chocolate ice cream drizzled all down the front of her when she comes home, and she stays up really late and probably falls asleep on the couch cuddling with Grandma. I'm just like, those are gonna be the core memories that she holds on to. She's gonna remember her memories with her grandma, like how I remember my memories with my grandma. So um, I just know she's got a great relationship with grandma. Um, you know, that's grandma's little girl. My mother in law calls her dolly. So um, their favorite hobby is shopping. Every time that she goes over to grandma's house, grandma takes her down to Gabe's. Gabriel Brothers is, if you have any of them near you, it's like discount clothing and stuff. My mother-in-law is like, she's been like a size 2 her entire life. She might be a size 5 now. She can shop and wear any clothing that she wants. So she goes to Gabriel Brothers, all these other places that I could never shop at because they would never carry my sizes. But she takes Maggie up there, and they have little kid clothes and shoes and all this stuff, and she spoils her to death. Yeah, I do need to have special grandma clothes that stay there. We got her a little backpack the other day. We were up at Target. Funny story. We were up at Target on Sunday when the Cozy P yarn order dropped. I was on my phone ordering it while we were walking through Target. I'm like, oh, it's 3 o'clock. I'm gonna get this Cozy P order. um, but yeah, we picked her up a little. It's a backpack. It's like everything princess for her. right now. She loves princess stuff. Um, and so I'm like, we have to like stop putting her overnight stuff in like a canvas tote bag. I'm like, we need to get her like a little backpack or something. Uh, and Max said I was up at the flea market getting it all together tonight, and Max said because I packed her overnight bag. Max came home and they picked it up. And she wanted to put it on her back, and it had so much stuff in it. She fell backwards, and then she yelled at Max and said it was his fault. Oh, he's like, well, I'm not the one who packed it. Papa packed it. So, uh, just reading over some of these comments here. Oh, hi, Michael from NDL. Great to see you. Yeah, so oh my gosh, these large C2C squares just take so long. But who is excited for Battle of the Purples? That's coming up very soon. I think she, Madeline, I think she will. I think she will be interested in crocheting eventually. Um, she knows the word crochet. She, the one day, she goes, um, I had got a package, and she goes, "What'd you get?" I said, "Don't worry about it." And she goes, "Did you get more of your yarns?" And she goes, "Don't worry, I won't tell Daddy." I'm like, that's my girl. Right, I'm telling you. Oh my gosh. She's something else. Yeah, she's my little princess. She gets mad if I don't put her in a dress. She wants to be in a princess dress like every day. And I'm like, I told Max, I said, "Oh, Grandma's going to have a fun day tomorrow because I packed her shorts and a t shirt." That's my little payback for all the ice cream that she's going to come home and have all over her. Hi, Matt. Welcome. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun. I finally got my order in today of I got some discontinued Karen Big Cakes, which if you don't know, I love Karen Big Cakes. They're like one of my favorites. They're a very self-striping yarn. There is no gradual change between color, and as long as you know that and you pick a stitch that works accordingly with that, the Karen Big Cakes are fantastic. But um, I got my I showed you all on Monday that stitch sample for the peach party, and they came in today. So, very excited about that. I You praying that she has a big sister? Sharon, secretly me too. Me too. Max wants to have a boy. Um, and I love little girls. So I would not mind having another girl. We already have names kind of somewhat picked out for both, so I know Karen Big Cakes. All the Karen cakes went up to $14.99, but I will say this: you can usually always catch, not always, but if you wait, you're gonna see a 30% off code with Michaels. If they don't have it today, they're gonna have it next week. You know, so I will at least give Michaels that you're not gonna fight to find a 30% off sale. If you just wait a couple days, the one's gonna pop up. But $14.99 is just crazy. The new Bernat cottage, the puzzle yarn that they have, it was $14.99 too. And I didn't end up paying full price, but I didn't get it on a sale. But I got like 10% off with like a miss you code or something from Yarn Inspirations. They're out of pocket, LA. They really are with these prices. But here's what I think it is. I think that they know that they're regularly putting things 30 and 40% off. So, when you get that same skein that costs $14.99 for $9, you think that you're getting a good deal, $9 or $9.50 or whatever. Um, but that's like their target price. If you pay more than that, then it's a bonus for them. So it's almost like you almost have to wait for those 30% off sales. I don't know what their little 15% off that they did this week was. I'm like, excuse me, what are you doing? 15%. We're going to need at least 20 to 25. I know. It is. That's how Kohl's operates too. It is. It's like their target price of what they really want to sell it for is when they have it 30% off. The regular everyday price that they have is just for the suckers who buy it at that price. Hi, I'm the sucker. I don't like to buy things at that price. Um, my friend Lynn over at Hooked and Seeped with Lynn, she was saying how in Canadian, that's like I thought it's 18 or $19. Isn't it crazy? It's just wild. But anyway, the Karen Big Cakes, I have a bunch of them. I have two, four, six, eight. I have like 14. No, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, about 14 skeins of the Karen Big Cakes. I do love them though. They are a good yarn. Good self-striping yarn. And they have some nice colors. But Karen plays around too much. She discontinues stuff way too easily. But the Karen um, Peach Party I got from a wonderful person who sells on eBay. And she follows our channel too. Because she messaged me and she goes, I have like 20 skeins of this that I'm selling on eBay. Do you want to buy some? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that is like my favorite color of it. So. That's cool, Rochelle. Yeah, the Hirschner sent me a 20% off coupon. I did not get it. I was really tempted to get the Premiere sale this week. So this week Premiere has Premiere Basics on sale, and they have the Premiere Basics Ombre, the worsted ombre. That's a brand new yarn. It just came out. And then they have the regular basics and stuff on sale. It's like 25% off, which is a good sale for Premiere. So I really wanted to get some, but I said no. I've got all the Premiere basics that I need, at least for right now. They'll put it on sale eventually. But I did buy some. I did put an order in at Premiere this week, but it was for a friend. I was sending happy mail to somebody, so I placed an order for a friend that I thought that they would really like. and then they'll get a fun little package in the mail. I want to start to work on that wool warehouse cotton yarn so bad right now, but I keep on telling myself, no, 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 you need to finish the 13 square bag first, which I'm making from I Love This Cotton. And as soon as I'm done with that, then I can start on the wool warehouse cotton. I'm just telling you, that is going to be so stunning. It's going to be like an ombre. I'm doing a mitered square. And it's going to start with the lightest color in the corner and ombre out to the darkest color. And then they're all going to be joined together to make another bag, but I think I'm going to make a 15 square bag. I'm telling you, Black Pearl, that yarn, I was always skeptical about their cotton yarn because you never know. Sometimes some places cotton is really scratchy. That cotton was soft. Like, not as soft as I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby. Not quite that soft. But a nice soft cotton. It was pretty nice. And they were $1 a ball. Now, they're only 50 gram skeins, so they're not very big. But $1 a ball. It's the Yarnsmith cotton, the 4-weight. They call it Aran weight over there, ARAN. That is the same as worsted, what we know as worsted. But they have also 200 colors. So and DL, do the Premier Home Cotton, do they pill real bad? I can't. I've made pot holders and dishcloths and stuff from them, but I don't remember washing any of the Premier Home Cotton yet. I love this cotton yarn too. For some things, it's not good. It's not an ideal option for me for like some kitchen cotton items like pot holders and dishcloths and stuff like that because it's too soft for that. But it's really good for wearables. It's really good for bags. It's really good for table runners and stuff like that. It's incredibly soft. I'm making a table runner out of not I Love This Cotton. I'm making it out of the, what are they called? The cakes, the cotton cakes that they have. Hold on, I gotta see if Michael's. With as much as it pilled, it could make another cone. Oh no! Oh no! Well, that's good to know. Night, Patty. Thank you so much for coming to the live tonight. I appreciate you. We're gonna wrap up here in just a minute. But yeah, I am. I guess I could see that with the Premier Home Cotton because you know it's a recycled fiber. I could see that. The best recycled yarn on the planet, in my opinion, is from Lion Brand. It's not cotton, but it is. I have it right here. this stuff, the Landscapes Renewed. It's a polyester yarn. It's 75 polyester and 25% recycled polyester. So it's 75% new and 25% recycled. This stuff is like the softest yarn ever. It's so nice. And it's a blown yarn, so it's like that mesh hollow tube, which means no splitting, no issues with anything like that. I have worked up a couple projects with this. I have two whips with using this. One is with this colorway, which is Fiesta. It's like a rainbow colorway. I've got one whip with that, and then I have another whip that I'm working up in this colorway. This is the Tiger's Eye colorway, and it's really, really pretty. I just totally hit my funny bone on the desk. So yeah, that yarn is incredible. Thank you, Elizabeth. Your daughter made a gorgeous shawl with that, yeah. I'm one of the colorways that I have is definitely designated for a shawl. Well, we are hitting our limit here for the live here tonight. So I want to thank everyone for coming to our Friday night hangout session. So just as a reminder, we have this Friday night hangout session every first Friday of the month at 9 p.m. and we usually run about an hour and a half, 2.5 hours, which is exactly where we're at right now. And then if you're a member of the channel, we have our members only Friday night live, which is the third Friday of the month, which this month it will be the 21st, which will be really interesting because I'm going to premiere that week down in North Carolina. So we're going, Suzanne and I are going to travel down on Tuesday, and then we'll be down there for the meetup on Wednesday, and we're going to hit a couple local yarn shops on Wednesday. Oh, thank you, Matt, for the super chat. From one Matt to another. I love that. And then we're traveling back on Thursday, and then that Friday night will be our members only live. So I'll be able to tell you guys lots and lots of fun stuff from the premiere meetup at that live. And then of course we have our Monday lunch lives, which are open to everybody, and those are at noon. I'm in Ohio, so it's Eastern Standard Time for me. So noon Eastern Time every Monday we have a live. First Friday of the month, 9 p.m. and third Friday for members only at 9 p.m. So thank you everyone for joining me and hanging out with me for a little bit tonight in our live. It's been great seeing y'all. I can't wait to get my sandhill yarn in here. We are also really inching up close to our 8,000 subscriber. And when we do, I bought a couple extra skeins of that Sandhill Gilded Sunset colorway in DK. And that is going to be our giveaway. My hope is that I'm going to do that as a giveaway, and then maybe the Furls hooks that I mentioned earlier that are going to be releasing. I might include one of those in the giveaway too. So looking forward to that. So again, thank you so much. I can't wait for you all to see all the fun content that Suzanne and I are going to film while we're down in North Carolina. It's going to be a blast. And keep an eye out this week. We've got lots of fun. I've got I've got some more yarn hauls, of course, that are going to be released. Monday, I'm going to have this stitch tutorial for this pot holder in the knotted half double crochet. And then I have the other thing that you can look forward to this week is the hook review on the Heart Hook Home hooks. So keep an eye out for all that stuff. I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been great. Have a wonderful night.